Malkin, thank you so much for being able to join us, Dr. Malkin.
Sure, my pleasure.
Okay, so as a physician, can you please set the record straight when it comes to the use of vaccines to prevent debilitating diseases? Should parents get their children vaccinated, and do they have anything to be concerned with a lasting negative effect these vaccinations have on their babies?
Sure, yeah, 100% parents should definitely get their kids vaccinated. You know, we've been able to almost eradicate many different diseases such as measles, polio, other, significantly harmful viruses through the use of vaccines, and in the very small and limited cases where children have had adverse reactions to vaccines, it's blown way out of proportion. Vaccines are, for the most part, very safe. There's been many, many randomized controlled studies that have shown their efficacy and their safety, and the vast majority of healthcare professionals do recommend vaccines.
Okay, so doctor, let's go back to where this all started and why parents were put into fear of getting their children vaccinated. A lot of it probably had to do with, I heard of mercury possibly being put in some of these vaccinations. Why did we have all this hysteria to begin with that caused this type of fear to continue even a decade, 2 decades later?
I think it really goes back to, people just not feeling comfortable giving a small baby a shot, and people were looking for reasons to vilify vaccines. There may have been some in the initial round of vaccines, higher levels of those, mercury, like you mentioned, although we were exposed to those types of things in almost everything we do on a day-to-day basis through exhaust from cars and such. So like I said earlier, the amount of mercury that you might be exposed to is way blown out of proportion. And in addition to that, since then, vaccines have come a long way, and so they've really done a good job of mitigating those issues and making vaccines extremely safe nowadays.
Okay, so you hear on Facebook and other social media all the time that there are alternatives to these traditional vaccines. Are there actually any really viable options for those parents that do not want to have their children vaccinated? Unfortunately not. There are things, alternative treatments that can be helpful for a variety of different things, such as flushing out toxins from your system. But the way that a vaccine works, introducing a virus into your body to stimulate your immune system to then fight it and prevent yourself from getting a full-blown disease, that's the gold standard. Other remedies may work in different ways, but nothing is nearly as efficacious as getting a vaccine. There's been studies of vitamin C treating vaccines. That is completely incorrect. Vitamin C is helpful for a number of different things, but not for preventing viruses. Well, thank you so much as we continue to have this debate. And unfortunately, we see the continuing rebirth of measles and polio on our land. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.